Hey, it's Alan from HeadStuff here. HeadStuff is an independent network run by a small team of dedicated producers. If you love what we do at HeadStuff and would like to help us grow, please consider supporting the network. Sign up for as little as €5 plus VAT per month and you'll not only help your favourite creators do more of what they do best, you'll also get heaps of bonus content from every show on the network. You'll get exclusive bonus episodes, ad-free listening, behind-the-scenes content and so much more. Join before International Podcast Day on September 30th with the code PODCASTDAY for your first month free on headstuffpodcast.com.
ABC Thursdays.
Welcome back.
Grey's Anatomy is all new.
Why didn't you tell me you were pregnant?
The drama going down
Bungee jumping from the bridge as cord snapped.
We need all hands on deck.
is unbelievable.
You think you're God's gift to this hospital? You're just another doctor.
My relationship with Catherine is complicated.
I'm gonna sue you.
Your lawyers know where to find me.
You're unbelievable.
Grey's Anatomy. All new Thursdays, 10/9 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
This show is part of the HeadStuff Podcast Network.
Lovely stuff.
Hey, lovely, lovely. I tell you what, though, folks, that's bloody nice. That is bloody lovely. Lovely hot. Lovely touch. Lovely hot. Lovely touch.
Oh, hello there. My name is Kevin McGahern.
And I'm Justine Stafford.
You're very welcome to another episode of
The Lovely Show. Another one. Another one.
Still going.
DJ Khaled.
Who is that?
DJ Khaled. He always just goes, another one.
Another one.
When he has another
Do
song.
they still, do DJs still give the name of the year when they're starting off a song?
Oh, no. I didn't-
Justine Stafford, 1999.
I just think of them, it's ingrained in my memories. Like, you're in the Palace nightclub, it's the Sunday bank holiday weekend, I want to see those hands in the air. I'm like, that is tragedy.
Is that one that was released, or is that just you going to a
No,
nightclub?
that's just me in a nightclub.
The Palace nightclub.
Do you know who's your man? It used to always go red one because Lady Gaga would even sing it in her song. She'd go, a red one.
No
You'd have
idea.
the artist say his name.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know who that even is.
Pitbull does it a lot, doesn't he?
Well, he says Kodak and rhymes it with Kodak a lot. He's Mr. Worldwide.
He's got 3 names.
Oh, he's three names, yeah.
Doing well for himself.
Hard to get a fine sent to him because he's Mr. Worldwide. He'd never get it to the right address.
An Irish postman would be able to find Pitbull's address. If you wrote down Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide,
I'll have it to him by Tuesday.
Near the house with the old bent tree. He'd get it. He'd get it 100%.
You've never really seen Irish DJs doing that in the way. Like, if DJ Khaled is another one. Well, Jason Derulo used to just say his name.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Derulo.
Mm-hmm.
You never really had Irish DJs.
The only DJ I can think of is Mark McCabe.
Mark McCabe, yeah.
Didn't he say his own name?
Navan, John. Oh my God. You'll find yourself. You'll know it. Anyway, he was from Navan. They're the only 2 Irish DJs.
Would he say his name? Coming to you live from Navan,
and
2014.
And your man who's doing all these remixes at the minute of like the GA, DJ Eugene.
DJ Eugene in the house.
Oh, I need to actually get his name because he deserves credit because he's doing incredible remixes. He has one as well where it's like Leo Varadkar. He does some lovely ones.
I do like how he didn't give himself a cooler nickname. I mean, if you're a DJ, the first thing you do is come up with a cool nickname.
Oh, he's real.
But he's just gone for, just call me Eugene.
Macaulay, yeah, I was right. DJ Eugene Macaulay, the Sunday Game remix. Leo Varadkar loves drugs and rollies.
Go on, stick it on.
Coronation Street Donk Party. The Sunday Game one is phenomenal now. I love this man so much. When it gets
DJ
now
Eugene,
to
2024.
Here we go. Oh, here we go.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's phenomenal.
I feel
like that's all Ireland final day sorted for the rest of your life.
That's the noise that the 2 Johnnies hear if they're having sex.
That's the sound they make when they come. Probably sound I'd make if I could, to be honest with you. That's phenomenal. That is truly.
That is a banger. Shout out to DJ Eugene.
Huge shout out. I love your work.
I want to hear Glen Rowe
Yeah.
I want to hear
the
Den theme tune.
I want to see some remixes of like a bitch of a woman. Did you not try sweeten her up a bit? You know that, like viral clips. Paddy Losty. I want it all. I want the full range. Because if there's one man that's able to do it, I'm telling you, it's DJ Eugene Macaulay.
There's not near enough Irish dance tunes with
viral
popular
Irish
viral clips onto it.
Yeah.
How was your week?
Good now. I was away in London for the weekend.
You were away in London?
I was away in London.
Looking for a job on the sites.
Yeah, they heard the accent. They're like, what? Can't understand you. But I was in the airport and I saw Johnny Depp, Savage, and I could only read it as Savage.
Savage, aye.
But I had a little look around. I had a nose around for scents.
Yeah.
I didn't buy any because they're very expensive. I found the Tom Ford one, €300.
Ooh.
Not for me.
You just came home with a load of tiny little pieces of paper.
Little samples, all of them in my pocket. That'll do me now for the week.
Do you know what? If you got enough of them, you could make a shirt out of it or something.
You could.
And that'd be basically a whole
Good
bottle
luck
of
if it
perfume.
rains, but you'd be all right in the sun.
Leaving a very smelly trail like a sexy snail.
A sexy snail. There you are.
Any crack in London?
So this was bizarre. I went to the Toucan. It's an Irish bar there. I'd never been before.
I know
in
it.
Soho. Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Went
very
inside.
good Guinness.
Oh, 10 out of 10. I went downstairs and they're playing Christy Moore. And like, it's pure an old Irish pub. They haven't done it up for
It's a lot of
years.
crying elderly men.
Absolutely. Yeah. They put the little umbrellas, the cocktail umbrellas, they catch the tears.
Oh, very good.
Very nice. Very cultured. Gorgeous bar. But I was sitting out there and this guy came up to me and he was like, oh, you're not in the waistcoat today.
Oh.
Couldn't believe it now. Could not believe it. I was spotted in London. They got a picture with me and they were saying, oh, love all your stuff. I was like, that is mad. You can go nowhere, Kevin.
You can go nowhere.
You can go nowhere.
You can go nowhere, right, Daniel?
No.
I went to see Comedy Bang Bang, the podcast recording.
I wasn't there, but I was going to a lot of fringe shows and I hadn't realised there at the same time.
There was a
I
moment.
heard great things.
There was a moment in the show. So for anyone who doesn't know, it's an improvised comedy podcast, and they're all Americans, very funny people. But Paul F. Tompkins was doing
Mr.
this
Peanut
piece on. He was doing this piece on. His character was kind of interacting with Irish folklore characters. So he did a bit about a leprechaun, and everyone was laughing away. It was very funny. And then for the second one, he went, and then I ran into a guy called a Fear Dub. And we were like, what the fuck's he on about? And he kept talking about this, been attacked by this man, this Fear Dub. And I realised, he's talking about Fear Dub.
Oh no.
And the audience were like not quite getting what he was saying. And then I realised, the translation for Fear Dub is literally black man.
Yeah, but that's not what it is, that scale guy.
No.
Fear Gurram, which is
so
more insane.
So an actual person of African descent, you would say Fear Gurram.
Yeah.
But our name for the devil was Fear Dove. So he kept talking about being attacked by
Oh God. Oh no.
And I've never wanted to speak out in a live show. Like, hey, just so you know, you're talking about.
And was the crowd like?
The crowd were just sort of like
Polite.
patiently polite and just waiting for the bit to end. And you could tell he was kind of wondering, why was this not landing? And because you were. It sounded like you were just giving a story of a very racist encounter.
Oh God!
I felt very awkward.
Yeah, you would, and you would think. Well, I don't know. I suppose if you went onto Google and just were doing that research yourself, you think, obviously this couldn't be misconstrued in any other way.
See, I'm guessing that he went onto Google and he looked up like Irish folklore characters, and he saw Fear Dove. But he didn't hey, what's the actual translation
What else
of
could
this?
that be? Yeah. What they need now, well, they don't at all, but the team I would recommend for anyone who did the research was Taylor Swift's bloody team, because there's a bit, when she was doing her nights here, there's a bit in the song where she kind of gives a variant of feck off, right, for every place she is.
Yeah.
And one of the nights they had it as Pogue Mahone, which is obviously, local.
Classic.
And then they're like, the neck of you was the one after. So someone had really gotten
They'd done
in
a bit
deep
of research. She asked a roadie.
on the ground.
Yeah, she asked somebody checking tickets.
Yeah. But that was in every country, like Italy was their local ones as well. I was like, fair play now.
It is interesting though how, so obviously Ireland was a very isolated island hundreds of years ago. We would never have seen a black person.
I know.
So, but we'd have known of the devil. He
Yeah.
was around.
He was around.
So we're like, we need to come up with a name for the devil. Let's call him the Black Man. But then when an actual black man arrived in Ireland, we're like, let's
Wait.
call you. Okay, we're not going to like change the name for the devil. That'd be insane. We're just going to call you a blue man,
Yeah.
which is kind of mad.
It's absolutely insane.
I don't know how we deal with like Smurfs or
I
when
know.
Avatar
came out.
Yeah.
Absolute carnage.
Imagine trying to explain
In
that
the
in the
Gale
Gale
Talks.
Talks.
Or-
What's this film about? Well, it's about a load of blue men on an island. Sounds racist. Okay, I'll go to that.
It's, yeah. I mean, because the Irish language is forever being updated. Like, I remember even when I was doing my Leaving Cert, there was kind of like terms of e-slowdal, which was like downloading. And you're like, so we are able to upgrade.
Islodal.
E-slowdal. Yeah.
Ah.
So you are able to upgrade and add new.
Although we
Why
do-
don't we look back on
But
some?
then you do hear words like for Ireland, like computer,
yeah,
which is just
I
basically, they
adore.
didn't even bother their arse.
Yeah, no, and I do like that. I like that mix where there's effort in some. Like, obviously, that's the go-to one of an example, but like Ishkabaha, like how stunning. I was like,
Ishkabaha is firewater, is it?
the water of life.
Oh, the water of
and
life.
It's whiskey,
Yes, yeah,
which
yeah.
is just poetry.
The water of life.
Like,
I mean, you
some
can
of
really
them-
tell a relationship that a country has with drink by what they call
Kevin, when I
the
was
most damaging
coming-
alcohol we have.
I was coming back in on at the weekend, back into Rivals in Dublin, right? All the posters I passed. The first one was for the Dublin Airbus to take you from the airport into town. And it was just a picture of Dublin awaits you and a picture of a pint, right? And I was like, stop. Then the next one on was, what a time to visit. And it was the Guinness Storehouse. And then the third one, I'm not joking you, was the Jameson Distillery. I was like, this is all we have. This is all we have.
There's more to Ireland than this. Actually, there's not. We've got
I
three.
stunned.
We've got three posters. We're gonna have an alcohol in every
And
single
one
one
is
of them.
for a bus. I was like, lads. But like, just comparing it to London, where you're like, so many things to do and
Yeah.
attractions. And then Ireland, sure, if you don't like Guinness, we do have whiskey.
We've really nailed the pub.
We have.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize how special Irish pubs were though until you went to other countries.
This is very, very true.
Like there's some pubs in England and they just have an airport lounge vibe to
It's
it.
very strange.
High stools, a lot of mirrors, very soulless.
But even
Whereas
like,
an Irish pub looks like a skip exploded
yeah, in a beautiful way.
in a beautiful way. Like you basically went down to the dump. Like if you were going to set up an Irish pub, first thing you need to do is go down to a dump.
Yeah.
You need to get like an old bicycle.
It's like a hipster skip. You went through a hipster skip.
A skipster.
Skips.
My favorite pubs just look like
Untouched.
an inside out dump.
Yeah. Kind of like your granny's living room and attic.
Yeah. / your granddad's shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the dream scenario. And that was kind of like the toucan. Honestly, when I was there at the weekend, I was like, oh, here now, they finally cracked it.
Yeah.
Because you do notice it, like even, it's funny, really, in that, like in the airport in Dublin, like you can have the bar and still be at your gate, that you can see it.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist in other places. I'm like, Jesus, we've really fine-tuned this here now. But I remember being in Paris and pub culture there is not really a thing. Like people don't.
It's a cafe culture.
Cafe, and
Yeah.
it would end a lot sooner because people tend to go home and they'll drink wine with dinner, and that's kind of more so. Like Ireland is very focused around the pub
Yeah,
culture.
I did notice. I think it was in Paris where I went into a pub, and it was a pub. They sold alcohol, and I went in there and I stood at the counter for fucking 4 minutes, and this guy, is really just slow moving French boy,
Oh well, there
was like
that's
coming
kind
over,
of
and
the thing.
I was like, he saw me, and then he walked away from me, and then he came over and he's doing something else. And then he came over after 5 minutes. Said, "Would you like a sandwich?" I was like, "No, I don't want a fucking sandwich. If I'd go to a filling station." And I remember, God, there's such an appreciation for Irish
I
bar
know.
people.
Oh, stop.
A good Irish bar person, like basically, when you walk in, they treat you like you've just walked in from the desert. Like this person is starving. This
Yeah.
man is mad for a
It's like
pint.
walking into your granny's house.
I need to, and sometimes a really good one will anticipate what you want. Pint of Guinness? You're like, yes.
Yeah.
And a good Irish bar, it's like the New York Stock Exchange, where you're just taking orders, flying around the place.
Oh, it's incredible.
But yeah,
The
other
skill.
countries don't have that sense of immediacy.
No.
and I miss that.
But I think that's and that's the variation in the cultures where I think in places like Paris, even in cafes when I was there, it's just a far more chill. It's meant to be a long, drawn out experience. But there was, oh my God, I've never felt so rejected because we were there for 10 minutes eyeing them and they were just not.
No. Italians have it with coffee. Where like you will get a coffee within 30 seconds of walking into an Italian cafe.
Yeah.
I was going to think of the Italian word for cafe.
It's right in front of you the whole time.
It's right in front of you.
Yeah, but it's interesting. I don't know. It gives you more of an appreciation when you come home, though, as well.
Definitely,
and it's nice. I bloody love traveling and seeing other places and just comparing and learning.
Yeah,
expanding my knowledge.
Were you keeping up with the P Diddy news?
I wasn't.
Oh my God! So apart from all his crimes, they raided his gaff. They found 784 dildos.
Wow. He had Ann Summers' party on the go.
He had several. So yeah, he had rooms. He had like, I think they're called like freak parties, where he'd invite people over for loads of sex and kind of encourage them, is probably the legal term, to have sex with like male prostitutes. And he'd watch in the corner having a great old time. And there was hidden cameras everywhere.
Filming it all.
And he could cast it. He had like a good setup. He had like a Google.
Right.
He had a Google Chrome, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, they found 784 dildos, which is, I mean,
that's a very specific amount.
When do you stop buying dildos?
Well, maybe there's a deal. Buy 2 and get 700 free.
You think he's going to cash and carry? That's 2 or 3 crates of dildos.
That's...
Also found 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Oh, Jesus.
Again, how much is too much?
That's...
At what point was like the cashier going like, I don't think you even have a baby. What size is this eczema covered baby that you're buying 1,000 baby oils?
I wouldn't be into the baby oil anyway.
Leaves a stain, doesn't it?
It does leave a stain.
Yeah.
It gets on everything and then...
The dry cleaning bill must be insane.
The I hope he doesn't have carpet.
Imagine driving home after being covered in a load of baby oil. You wouldn't get into a taxi.
Grip the wheel.
You wouldn't get a taxi if you're covered in baby oil.
You'd slip out the other side.
Yeah, you jump in one door and then just fucking slide straight out the other door.
I don't know. What the hell? It's there's a lot of things there's a whole world out there I don't know anything about, Kevin.
Well, if P. Diddy ever invites you to one of his parties, just say no, Justine.
Yeah, you can bother bring a bottle of wine. I don't think it's any use to. Well, actually, you'd find a use probably.
It came out recently. Sharon Osbourne suggested to Kelly during an old episode of The Osbournes that I'll read the actual quote here. He was really nice to her and told her she doesn't wear enough diamonds. P. Diddy said this to Kelly.
Kelly Osbourne.
Yeah. And that he was going to get her a diamond watch, which Sharon claimed later gifted Kelly, who was 19 at the time. She continued, wouldn't it be cool if Kelly went out with Puff Daddy? And I was Puff Daddy's mother-in-law. I think they'd be so cute together. Later in the episode, Kelly arrived home showing off her new watch purchased by Diddy, sparking more compliments from Sharon. She said, I bet he's got a nice old willy.
Stop.
I bet it's smooth. I bet it's oiled. I bet it's oiled. That's a very specific claim.
They're not the kind of conversations I would ever dream of having with my mother. And you better believe there wouldn't be a chance of eye contact if ever such a conversation even did occur, which it would not, let me tell you.
What would be the equivalent to your mother saying, why don't you go to Nathan Carter?
Yeah. When will I have grandchildren? That's the end of the conversation.
Yeah. She definitely wouldn't bring up Willy talk.
Absolutely not.
I bet it's smooth and oiled.
Really? What in the name of God?
Madness.
Oh, I don't know. Would you? Where are you
going to go with this?
Like, how do you decline an offer like that?
Which now?
To go to a party.
But I think if you're invited to a celebs party and you heard there was going to be a load of celebs there, you'd be mad to go.
Of course you would. But then if that was carrying on, I'd be like, I'm going to be involved in something illegal here. I feel like I don't know what's going on here. I need to get out.
This is a sex party, Piddy.
Lovely stuff.
Hi, we're the Young Hot Guys.
I'm Shane.
I'm Killian. And I'm Tony.
And we have a podcast here on the HeadStuff Podcast Network. And we are excited to tell you about a new and exciting initiative from the HeadStuff people for International Podcast Day.
You get a freebie. Guess what? Have you wanted to listen to this podcast for free, the bonus one? Well, you can. To celebrate International Podcast Day, if you sign up between now and the 30th of September using the promo code Podcast Day, you get a month free.
That's all one word. Podcast Day.
And it's all shows all across the whole network, all the bonus. Get in there.
Can you believe it? Get it for your mate, get it for everyone. Tell your wife, tell your son.
To get your first month of HeadStuff Plus free, visit headstuffpodcast.com using the code Podcast Day before the 30th of September and cancel anytime.
George Clooney and Brad Pitt's new movie Woes is on Apple TV Plus September 27th.
That's where I want you to be now.
So if you want to see George Clooney and Brad Pitt, go to Apple TV Plus.
You got to start the story there.
Or if you want to see Brad Pitt and George Clooney, go to Apple TV Plus.
I am enjoying the show.
And if you want to see their new movie Wolves,
you can't do it, I'm going to help you out. I can do it. So do it.
Definitely go to Apple TV Plus.
Admit it, it's cool. Okay, fine, it was very cool.
Wolves, streaming September 27th on Apple TV Plus. Rated R.
It's very common probably in the US to raid places and find those kind of things. Whereas in Ireland, do you remember the dildo on the Lewis and they brought the bomb disposal squad? That was a bomb. Which is just, that was outside my house where I used to live. And I was like, chaos outside.
It wasn't yours?
Wasn't mine. No. I checked. It's a big conversation as a girl you have to have, you know, with a friend. You have to find a trusted person and be like, look, if I die, I need you to remove that drawer. Because I can't have my weeping mother coming in.
Entire drawer.
The last thing my mother. Could you imagine?
Oh God, you'd be disowned.
You wouldn't
be buried in the family plot.
Oh, you would not.
Go across the wall, dig her there.
But see, you might ease the pain, maybe. Actually, now that I think of it, I take the edge off. But
you'd be thinking it might be a source of humour. I can't see your mother laughing about that.
I don't think so.
I had no idea. I had raised such a disgusting girl.
So it is. It's a a rite of passage, I suppose, as a young one to find and trust a friend to be like, look, we have a pact here. If you go, you know what to do. If I go, you know what to do.
I remember being almost kind of jealous. It's like jealous of girls that they can, buy something like that, and then it's kind of custom made for the job. Whereas we're very much reliant on just our hands. But at the same time, there's the threat of getting caught. There's the actual fear.
Oh, Jesus, Kevin. I used to get mine in Dealz. Why would
Justine keep a carrot in her drawer?
In case a horse passed by.
In case she brings home a horse.
Well, I mean, a gal can dream. Not in the literal sense, you know what I mean? But, I used to get mine in Dealz because I hadn't the ability to go into an actual sex shop.
Dealz?
Dealz, €1.69. It was incredible.
Hold on a second. Are you saying they were selling dildos in Dealz?
They still do. They sell a bullet one now, but it's no use. This one, it was sold 10 years ago, got taken off the market. Probably carcinogenic, and I don't blame it for that price.
Was this battery operated or?
Battery, yeah.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it was ideal for the job, And for
I
the
wouldn't
price,
buy a pair of headphones in Dealz.
Well, I had to buy it with an air freshener and a bottle of Coke because I couldn't buy it on its own because that seemed suspicious. So I made it less suspicious.
The air freshener kind of makes it worse.
I know.
I'm going to leave the window wide open, but I'm going to need something for the smell.
I was looking at me going like, you know what, my Tuesday could actually be going a lot worse than this sad bitch here, But then they stopped selling it because I think it got taken off the market because it was carcinogenic.
Oh my God.
So then I had to go into Ann Summers and the price jump, it was like €25 to buy the cheapest model. And it had your one kept going on about a 1-year guarantee. And I was like, I'm no more bringing this back in here with a receipt.
Excuse me, I'd like to speak to the manager, please.
I'd like to draw more attention to myself here.
Just banging the desk.
It was absolutely atrocious. And it broke after 2 mons. But the yoke had lasted me 10 years.
That's not something you could bring to like a handyman to fix.
No. Absolutely not. And
you got to take the loss.
I took the loss and I went back and I made the stupid mistake of buying it again in there. And I'm not joking, it broke twice.
Oh my God.
That's
you
great.
must have been going hard.
No, it was not. I'm telling you, the other thing lasted me how many years?
Yeah.
This yoke broke after 2 months and it was not, the other yoke is 10 years of service. This was 2 months. It's not equatable.
This isn't an ad for Dealz, is it?
It's not an ad for either. It's just... it's a plea to Dealz. Bring back your old reliable.
Yeah.
I'll take the risk, whatever's in it.
What was it called? The Badger.
God, I still have the package at home. I'll find it. But no, there was nothing weird about it.
Had it got a fun name?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so, no. They were just very straight to the point. Matter of fact, let's not make a laugh of it.
Do you remember, were you attracted to cartoon characters when you were younger?
Crash Bandicoot. Smash Bandicoot. Gash Bandicoot. He was my man.
Crash Bandicoot. I always find girls' answers to this question quite funny. Because lads tend to say the same thing. It's either Cadbury's Bunny, Lola Bunny, or Jessica Rabbit. It's like kind of a rabbit theme here.
But they're very sexualized.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
very sexualized.
Leaned
Crash
into
Bandicoot.
that for fellas. Yeah, those
Crash
jeans
Bandicoot
just
looks
resting
like-
on his hips, the little tees.
He looks like a goalie on a minor team who smokes fags in the goals.
Oh yeah. And he just would have a tattoo up there. He's just shorted that. He's the full package.
What was it about Crash Bandicoot?
I was obsessed with dogs, and growing up as a kid, I was just in love with them all. So a Bandicoot was kind of a cousin in my mind to that.
Sure.
I loved the games. I just was obsessed with them, and he had
Sitting
the coolest.
sitting on the controller.
When you die, it would vibrate. I died a lot. I'll tell you that much.
Run straight into the nitro box.
He could run into mine if he fancied. But I absolutely just loved that game as well. The soundtrack was great. Like his sounds that he made, like wow, was great.
Wow.
He had a little dance and he turned around. It was perfect. And then it used to be run by Naughty Dog, right? And they had perfected the graphics. Then Vivendi, this French company, I think French, could be Swiss. I think French though, took it over and ruined it. They ruined the Crash I knew. They changed them, and I fell out of love.
Do you reckon that it could also be the fact that you became a grown woman and you didn't
Nothing
find
to do with that, no.
cartoon fucking dogs attractive?
No, because if I played the old games, I'm right back there.
Still did it for you. Wow.
Yeah.
Anyone else? My friend was very attracted to Kermit as a child.
Jesus, no.
Kermit the Frog.
No,
She was mad about Kermit.
No, I don't see that now.
No. He's a bit too innocent, isn't he?
There's something. The voice is very strange as well.
He sounds like Jordan Peterson.
To be attracted to. Anything dog related. I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog, which was a hedgehog, obviously, but he was a big one for me.
Do you think, is it the attitude you're attracted to?
Bad boy. Oh, little bad boy.
A bad boy gamer.
Oh, Ratchet. Oh, no.
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, they all look the same.
I wasn't. No,
Spiky.
Sly Raccoon. I don't know if you remember that from PlayStation.
him, no.
It was fucking unreal.
Are these all games, lads?
Rappa the Rapper. He was a rapping dog.
Oh, I remember him.
He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Fancied him.
So, do you only fancy game characters?
No, because I was about to say Poochie from The Simpsons. I fancied him so much. He was so cool.
Yeah, you definitely have a thing for like childish bad boys. Like if he has a sunglasses on or a backwards baseball cap.
Yeah, Brian from Family Guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a strange mix.
I know.
That's what I mean. Like the cartoons that lads find attractive were very sexualized.
Yeah.
Like the Cadbury's Bunny. Come on.
Totally.
She didn't wear any trousers.
Stop.
Voiced by Tara Flynn.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a great bit of info.
Yeah. So she was a very sexy bunny.
Wow.
Jessica Rabbit, of course, is a human,
Yeah.
but cartoon. Lola Bunny, very sexy.
Stunning. I saw someone do a poll online or asking questions about were there ever any characters in ads you fancied?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the laughing cow? Like even she was gorgeous. Okay, I didn't fancy her. I'm just saying she was sexualized. She had the little laughing cow earrings.
Yeah, she had big eyelashes as well.
Yeah.
They were fake.
But someone's absolutely. But
There's no way a
someone's
cow.
answer is
No way
my
a cow is that. To be honest,
natural lash length.
cow is a very rough tongue like sandpaper though.
Yeah.
That would be awful.
But I remember someone's answer, which is absolutely unhinged, was the Lindt chocolatier in the ad. You know the guy who's
The
wearing
actual chocolate man. Wow, the chef.
The chef. Is their crush. But I get it because that ad is so sexy. That
Chocolate ads are very sexy in
are
general.
fucking unreal.
Yeah.
Like Tony the Tiger I used to fancy so much.
Really?
Oh.
Justine, that was great.
Yeah, it's the dream, obviously. Like, good lord.
Speaking
leave you frosted.
of strange attractions to non-existent creatures, Michelle Kobk is a German woman, had a relationship unlike any other. Her unusual love story began over 10 years ago when she fell in love with a Boeing 737 airplane, which she affectionately nicknamed Schatz, which is German for darling. Okay. Awful word, awful language. Schatz. After a decade of being together, Cobb recently announced that their relationship had come to an end.
No.
The reason,
stop.
the increasing distance between them.
Ayo.
That's true. That's not even a joke.
That's absolutely unhinged. At least you got to join the Mile High Club, I hope. On ground.
But you'd think, though, like, I mean, if the airplane was in any way interested, I mean, he has the means to travel.
He knows.
Just get I was going to say
no
get on a plane,
excuse.
but just you are a plane.
Get on him.
Flight. Apparently, he wouldn't go down on her. Like any good plane.
That's, I mean, Kevin, I don't know. Sometimes I worry, am I going to end up
One of these ladies.
getting attracted to an object?
Yeah.
Time's running out for me. And I've been doing research. There's this thing in Spain they're doing at the minute, and I'm fascinated by it, but I think it's very complicated. People are ditching apps. They're not into them anymore. What they're doing is they're getting people to go to this supermarket chain, right? You go there between 6 and 7 p.m. and what you have to do is get a pineapple, right? And then you bring your cart into the wine aisle. And if you have a pineapple in your cart and you see someone else with a pineapple, you have to put upside down as well. That's key here.
How?
That they
First
know.
of all, that's impossible.
There's a lot going on here. But if you like the look at them and their pineapple is also upside down, you have to bang your cart into theirs and
Repeatedly.
then you can...
Until you reach completion. Until your coin pops out of your cart.
You know, and if anything, pineapple will help the flavour of that.
That's very true. I did hear when we were, I was filming in a caravan park in Spain, and yeah, I heard the rumour that if you leave a pineapple in the window of your caravan,
But that means you're a swinger.
that means you're a swinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pineapples are getting overused here because that's very complicated to this. This is not an anything to do with
SpongeBob
swingers.
fucking lived in one.
Yeah.
What was
does
he
that
at?
say? There you go.
He was swinging.
Lot of
all
holes
over
in
the
him.
place. A lot of holes in that
Lot of
lad.
entry points.
God, yeah, you could get a football team in SpongeBob. And the subs.
But people are doing this as an alternative to dating
Sponge is
apps.
handy for cleanup after as well.
It is. He's really got it all sorted and figured out.
He really is a dream sex doll.
Never was attracted to him. Weirdly.
He's not bad boy enough for you. He's too much of an
not.
innocent boy.
Yeah.
he's
Harmless.
Harmless boy.
Harmless sponge.
Now, Patrick.
No. But it's a very complicated way to go about getting a date. It's
It
very
is.
clever by the supermarket chain because they're getting people in.
Yeah.
But you're causing carnage for locals that just want to go down and get a baguette.
Or what if you're
Or a pineapple.
what if you're an alcoholic and you just fancy like what's that drink? The cocktail. with
Pina
pineapple?
colada.
Pina colada, yeah.
Yeah. And you put the pineapple
You're going into
upside down to
you're going into the wine aisle. You're getting your rum,
Yeah.
and then you get your pineapple, and then suddenly
you're having a great
some
day,
lad's
so.
banging into you.
Yeah. But I just think it's more complicated that to go out of your way. I mean, I know dating apps are such an ordeal, but that seems like more hassle.
Do you know what? It's probably way more exciting, Justine.
Well, I mean, I've done speed dating and that was, oh my God, I don't know if I could do it again. It was so intense and like you're having the same conversation all over again. Like they sit down beside you and you're like, oh, I've never done this before. And they're saying the same thing and it's just on loop. And then I was sitting beside a Dublin bus driver and like I was like, oh, do people say thanks? Like, what do you say? And then I got the bus. But 3 months later, it was him. I was like, oh, I can't
God.
say
Did
who
he
you
charge
are.
you?
He did. He was dead right. I would have
Going
charged
my
him.
way.
But afterwards, the worst part was that they're like, oh, if you like someone, you can go up and chat to them afterwards. It
Yeah.
wasn't like you both ticked each other. It was like you
Right.
just go meet them afterwards. But I'd left my coat downstairs, so you had to go back down into the group to leave. And while I was trying to get my coat, 3 of the lads came up to me and I was like, I don't want to do this and I don't want to let you down.
What was the type of guy doing that?
A mix.
Yeah.
Wide mix now.
Wide mix.
You know, like you'd people that, and also it was all ages. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
there was older men there. There were younger guys there that I would assume probably just didn't ever take to dating apps. Were like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I would rather meet people in person.
Yeah.
Very wide range of people.
So like shy boys, confident boys.
Yeah, a mix.
Yeah.
Like one guy couldn't get over the fact that I was going to Paris the next day with my friend and I was saying this and he was like, oh, so I'm not invited. And I was like, I thought he was joking. Right?
I would take that as a joke.
You would. And I was like, oh yeah. He got so pissy that I was like, he's not joking at all. It was the weirdest overconfidence I've ever seen. I was like, you're a dick. It was fucking like, I was
So
like,
he just
well,
met you and he expects you to invite him on the holidays.
the next day. I was like, what fucking fantasy world you're living in,
That's
mate?
bizarre. It sounds like a joke that I was like, oh, actually, better double down on this. She didn't laugh.
Because my friend was there as well. And so we all had the same 10 guys. So we compared notes afterwards. She was like, that guy was a dick. I was like, yup. But yeah, I just went with my friend for support. I was just open-minded to it. But I don't think I could go back to something like that. It was intense. It's hard enough to go on a date with one person.
Oh my God, yeah.
So
it's hard enough to think of like 10 things to say rather than 10 things to say to 10 different people.
In 3 minutes.
No way.
It was... and you could... Oh, God, love them. Sometimes people, like, you could see they were just like... You'd look over other tables, you could see they were just giving up. They're like, I'm not even arse talking to this one. You're like, oh no!
Oh, God.
And then they come to you next, like, oh, glad that's over. I'm like, well, that's a great start to say to me. Jesus, like, it was...
This will be fine by comparison to the last one.
Yeah. No,
I don't think I could do speed dating.
No. I've ruled that out forever again. It's not for me.
Could you do ketamine dating?
That's good. I like that. That's clever. I see what you did there and I respect it. I like it.
It would be more relaxed anyway.
It'd be nice if you did speed dating and a guard comes to every table going, sorry, do you know what speed you're doing? And that's just the gag. We're like, hey! Just a bit. Also, when I was there, they hired a DJ. And the DJ was like, is that Justine Stafford? On the mic!
Oh, no way!
Over to me! And I was like, great. Fucking out me.
Justine Stafford's in the house looking for love.
Lovely stuff.
When I was in Limerick years ago, my friend was in college down there and I was down visiting with my friend Brian, who you've met. And Brian decided he'd wingman that night. And I told him I told him I fancied this guy in the club at one point, and Brian's like, leave it to me. And he went over to your man and started going like, so you come here often. Your man thought he was hitting on him.
Yeah, of course.
And your man ran away. I was like, great work, Brian. And then eventually I was like, I fancy the DJ actually. And Brian went up to him and he was like, man, what time you finish off or whatever? And I was like, busy or whatever. To the point then at the end of the night, Brian was like, I'm not giving up on this. He got the whole nightclub in a circle to chant Shift His Friend while I stood in the middle of... And I'm shocked that the whole club genuinely got behind this.
Of course you would though.
Yeah,
of course
in that
you
moment.
would.
I was like, you know when people dance around the handbag? I was the handbag. And then the DJ came on the mic.
So I would have seen it more like I was like a prize cow in a mart. Just a load of
oh my God, you know it
just
was like that because the nightclub was on
you.
the ground and it was raised up. I was like, that's exactly what it was.
Just like, look at the hindquarters in this one. Turn around. Turn
She's
around.
well fit for the mat now with those calves. And anyway, your man came on the mic and just goes, I have a girlfriend. And the whole club went, oh! And I ran out there and contemplated jumping. And that was the last time I've asked Brian to wingman for me.
Brian sounds like an awful wingman.
Oh yeah. Great crack, but
Good crack, yeah. Like great for like probably great in a stag party.
he would be a
Or
great best man. And he's
Great,
been,
like he'd be a good hype man,
yes.
but
For
not.
practical life sorting issues.
No,
not
don't
my number
call
one.
Brian.
No. But he is. He's best man for a stag next year and wedding rather. And it will be carnage.
Yeah.
He'll be in his element organising something like that.
I was reading stories of like stag parties in the 80s and the 90s, and they seem absolutely feral by comparison.
Terrifying. Yeah.
Like stories of lads like stripping their friend naked and tying them to a pole and then just leaving them there for like the entire night. Some lads got like hypothermia.
Yeah.
Some lads were molested like while they were tied to a pole. Like, where's the crack in that?
But you know, the internet didn't exist as well in that.
There's no phones,
There was
nobody
no
taking photos.
There was no evidence.
Yeah. I like stag
People
parties
went
are a lot
dark.
nicer now.
Yeah.
I was on a stag party with my friend and we got a boat to Hoth
Lovely.
and then we had lobsters and oysters
Oh,
and
amazing.
went on a hike. It was lovely.
Absolutely perfect.
It was like it was the absolute opposite of tying him naked to a pole
Who wants
and
that?
whipping him with ferns.
That's just
Sticking a monkey puzzle up his arse.
Yeah. Shits it out in order or they punish him again. Like
It just sounded so awful.
horrific. But even I love seafood as well. Like even I was in a fancy enough pub in the weekend. Oh sorry, it wasn't a pub, it was a restaurant in London and ordered oysters. And then
I fucking love oysters.
I bloody love them.
Do you have Guinness with them?
So I'd had Guinness a few pints before that, and I was like, I better not stay on the Guinness or I might end in disaster. But I have, and it's divine. Because there's an Oyster and Guinness festival. They used to do it in Dublin. I think Guinness used to be involved with it. It was unreal. So this place was so fancy. I'd never seen this before in my life, and the person I was with was incredibly embarrassed on my behalf. I don't care. I am who I am. They had actually wrapped the lemon in like this cloth thing so that when you squeezed it, you'd never get a seed fall out.
Oh my God.
I was like, I'm in fancy territory here.
This is fancy town here.
This is fancy town. So I was well out of my depth and trying to play it cool, which I did not. Because then they came round and they're like, what would you like to drink? And I was like, I am obsessed with Scotch whiskies. And there was this Balvenie one I love. And they had it there in the bar staring at me. And I was like, oh, I have to get the Balvenie. The bartender could not have been more offended. He was like, you want a whiskey with your oysters? And I was like, I did until this moment. And then the person I was with was like, no, that's what you want. Get that. And I was like, you might spit in it. I don't know what the reaction
Where was this?
It was a fancy spot in London.
In London.
Yeah. And he was like, well, it would pair so much better with Prosecco. And I was like, but Prosecco goes straight to my head, like, and the bubbles, and I'll be all fizzy. I just wanted, I had my heart set on whiskey. He, like, the huff that lad gave and then went and eventually got it. And he was just, like, shaking his head. Disgusted. I was like,
can't believe she doesn't even know what drink pairs with oysters.
I was like, Jesus.
This absolute bog-brained Murphy coming over here.
Oh, Kevin, it gets worse. I can't be taken anyway. They came around with like a little slice of bread. And he was like, you finished with the bread? And there was a piece of crust left. I was like, no. And I took it. And he was like, I'll get you more bread. I was like, this guy hates me.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to say, I remember.
And they'd taken my card at the start and put it behind the bar. That's the kind of place this was. It was in a bloody big.
American style.
It was.
I was with a friend of mine who was given a bowl of water with lemon in it and he drank it. Thinking it was like some sort of refreshing drink to cleanse my palate.
I'll give you one better. My grand uncle, Lord rest his soul, wouldn't have been the most educated with foods beyond his normal dinners. They went out to a restaurant and he got a prawn cocktail and it came served in an avocado. He ate the whole avocado shell. The waitress came back and was like, sorry, where's the avocado? And he was like, it was delicious. I don't know how he even ate that. That's like
it's just
leather.
Like a leathery ball bag. Did he eat the fucking stone in it? Oh my God.
Like how did you even... That's
I don't know why them young ones are mad for avocados. I thought it tasted rotten now.
I lost 2 teeth eating it. Got to be a financial loss trying to keep up with them.
I have another story for you from... This is another one of Kevin's mad news.
Another one.
You're
going to need a little jingle for each of them.
Kevin's mad news. A Sydney homeowner's ingenious solution to stop people piddling on his driveway.
Oh.
So for years, Stephen's driveway had been chosen location for many as a late night pee from absolute pups. Not anymore.
Not literal pups now.
What he did, he set up a little wee trap. It's quite ingenious.
Oh God.
He set up a sort of a CCTV footage, a CCTV system, and a £3,000 $3,000 sprinkler system, and every time somebody a sort of motion detector on it. So every time somebody walks up to his house to take a little pee, they get absolutely sprayed in water.
Okay.
And it keeps them away, almost like you're keeping cats away.
I think it'd be better if it sprayed them with piss.
I was just thinking that as I was saying it.
Because they give them their own medicine.
If he collected the piss of previous lads, and then spray them in piss, they come back to the pub stinking
completely
of old piss.
Because I look at an alleyway, whatever, you know, when you gotta go, but you don't go onto someone's property, into their lawn. That's now just no manners.
My friend from Galway used to hate the Galway races. He lived in the town, and he just like every time he came down one day, just get a pint of milk or something, and he walked down, opened up his front door, and there's just a man pissing directly like on his door, which meant he just pissed on him. And he's just like, I need to get the fuck out of Galway.
Yeah, that'd do it all right. But you're going to meet the races in general. You're just going to meet people at their most feral.
The funny thing with Galway races is it's the fanciest
Oh, stop.
Like on the surface, it's so fancy.
The dress.
And everyone gets so dressed up and so fancy, like they're going to like an Elizabethan ball or something.
And
then they just behave like the worst stag party you've ever seen.
And there's peaky caps everywhere. And they associate them with like a stag party and one that you would not want to be on.
Yeah.
The Peaky Blinders has a lot to answer for.
It does. I can't wear my peaky cap anymore.
And you were ahead of the curve there.
I was way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
I had a
And
lovely
it's
old
ruined
peaky
it for
cap.
the real diehard fans.
Technically, it wasn't even a peaky cap. It was a newsboy cap.
There you go.
But then my comedian friends used to make fun of me going, extra, wanker wears cap.
Genius. The writing they're going to... I love the nuance of the insults.
It is beautiful. Any plans this week?
Have I any plans this week? I need to go to a doctor to look at my skin. I think I'm getting adult acne.
Hold on a second. Here's time for a beloved section. Justine's medical woes. What's wrong with you this week, Justine?
I think I have adult acne. And
Adult
look, I had never had acne as a teenager.
Yeah.
So I'll take it because I think that's the worst time to get it. But now it feels like puberty's coming back and bringing the worst bits of it to my doorstep.
Oh my God.
I might go all out. I might get a big bag and put all my first year books in it and carry it around.
Yeah.
Go all in with this. Get braces for no apparent reason. Just to embrace the whole thing because it's hitting me hard. And you know, my brother had bad acne as a teenager. He was on Roaccutane, that medicine for it. I just keep getting breakouts and I'm like, this shouldn't be happening.
Are you stressed, Justine?
Am I stressed? I mean, I've been stressed my whole life.
Yeah.
So I couldn't say there's a change.
Could be due to stress.
I don't think it's due to like a dramatic change in stress, but I have heard of people around like late 20s, early 30s that it just sprouts out of nowhere.
Are you kissing many teenage boys?
No. Famously not.
You heard it here first, folks.
I don't kiss teenage boys. You can quote me as saying that.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, it was
conquering that.
I know, but I just get
debilitating teenage problem.
Embarrassed, and I shouldn't be, but I just get when I am in a scenario where I have to talk to the expert and they're asking me, I just get so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And I just get all shy, like a bloody teenager would. So
I remember going to secondary school and trying to cover up.
See, it's harder for a guy in that scenario.
With like my mum's makeup, and then
it just look entirely different.
Then my friend just noticing, and it was luckily my face went so red that you could no longer see the makeup or even look at my hot face.
I know, but sure, they're great things now they've invented. Like you see people wearing them, they're like little stickers to put over spots. Like you'll see little stars or butterflies, and people just wear them, and it looks cool. Kind of a statement now as well.
Yeah, you'd end up looking like the cover of that Olivia Rodrigo album.
Yeah, exactly that. But like, sure,
or just like you babysat your niece and she just covered your face.
It was arts and craft time. But like I used to just put Sudocrem on my face and go to school, and my friends would be like, Justine, there's like white spots all over your face. I'm like, yeah. They'd be like, how are you where you are? Like, what happened?
What happened?
What happened, dude? Something went wrong somewhere. I'm like, yeah, a few things probably.
Yeah, I blame the family.
I blame society.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'm going to go to the doctor anyway. So that's my week. What about you?
I'm going to Portugal.
Oh!
I've got a couple of gigs and then I'm heading off to Portugal.
Stunning.
Faro.
Oh, I've never been.
Faro. It's
far away, is it?
It's nearer than you think. Anyway, listen, good luck. Justine, I have to go. Good luck. I'll talk to you. This has been another lovely episode of The Lovely Show.
It has.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
If you have any questions for us, send them on to us.
Do send them in. And thank you for all the lovely feedback. There's been such lovely feedback from various episodes, from funny bits and more serious bits. Because this show, we have it all.
We have it all. And we read every message.
And I do love it. So thank you so much.
Deeply insecure people.
Somebody sent me a message completely off scale again about the show and being a fan of it. I'm like, love to see it.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, Slán.
Slán go fóill.
This show is part of the HeadStuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with HeadStuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.